Woohoo! It says I am live. My name is Crystal. Welcome to KC Innovative Marketing Solutions. It is Friday. It is officially 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where I do Weekend Truth Bomb Need to Know. This is my first time using StreamYard, and I'm super excited. And I can only hope that um, you guys are seeing this. And if not, it is going to be posted the way that it is. So let's see if I got anyone tuning in. Okay. Cool. Don't mind me. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today today's truth bomb is knowing when it's time to take a risk. Knowing when it's time to take a risk. Okay. And the reason why I wanted to share that is because I know a lot of people do not take risk. Whenever they hear the word risk, they think of worst case scenario, everything has gone bad, and therefore I'm not going to make any type of moves whatsoever. I'm not going to make any changes. And they may, briefly weigh the pros and the cons, mostly the cons, because when you hear the word risk, it's automatically in our mind a default to something negative. So, hey, Jason, thanks for thanks for stepping in. So, so we're going to talk about 5 things about when you know it's time to take a risk. Now, mind you, this is my opinion. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because I experienced a little bit of this myself, of daring myself to move on some things. And I've been known for years to not be one to take big risk. In fact, everything with me is very, very calculated. And so I'm not very impulsive when it comes to making decisions. At least when I do make decisions, that the outcome 9 times out of 10 is supposed to weigh out in my favor. That's how I usually live life. And most of the time, I'd say you can't go wrong, but there are places and times where it does require you to make changes, make massive action, and to take the risk. So, point number one, when you know that it's time to take a risk, well, first of all, you got to ask yourself, have you done the research? Have you checked for results? Have you asked around? Have you gotten proven testimonies? Maybe you've heard a couple of people's experience on something that you want to do, and this can be applied to your personal life or your business. Have you looked at the data? So again, number one is, have you done your research on what you're thinking about doing? 2, have you tried it before? Okay, sometimes people won't take a risk is because they tried something that required a risk, a cost, um, a sacrifice on their part, and it failed. And so they're not willing to try it again. But I'm going to ask you is, have you tried it before? And if you have, are you going by your data and your experience? Is it something that's measurable? Are you going by something that had a negative outcome? And then ask yourself, is this risk going to benefit you, or is it going to hurt you in the long run? Okay. Number 3, what will it cost you to not act? What would it cost you to not take a risk? Or what would it cost you if you took the risk? You're going to lose more money? Are you going to gain more money? Are you going to add more stress, more things on the plate for you to do? Or are you going to decrease your stress? Okay. And if you're just joining in with me, thank you for tuning in. Welcome. We are talking about knowing when it's time to take a risk. We've already gone over 1 through 4. Have you done your research? Have you tried it before? Number 1, have you done your research? Number 2, have you tried it before? Number 3, what will it cost you to not act? Number 4, are you willing to make the sacrifices to get there? Believe it or not, there are risks, there are sacrifices that come with taking risk. And this is probably where the hangup is at for a lot of people, in my opinion. It gets as, like, for example, if you make the sacrifice, if you're willing to make the risk, is it going to be the last $200 in your bank account? Is it going to mean that you're going to be without a car without a week? Are you going to be without a luxury for a month? Or here you go, do you have to give up Starbucks coffee for a whole year because you're saving money? These are the type of sacrifices that I'm talking about. You might think they're great or small. It doesn't really matter. It's a sacrifice depending on that person. They're going to look at it as something negative. But number 4, are you willing to make the sacrifices? And lastly, number 5. Oh, I like this one. Okay. Number 5. Do you have a false sense of success when you know it's time to make a change? Do you have a false sense of success when you know it's time to make a change? So only you know when it's time to change something up that you've been working on, whether it's in your business or in your personal life, or to make adjustments. Only you know that. Sometimes in my opinion, I believe that we have a false sense of success when we aren't willing to make the changes, when we aren't willing to make a risk because we're comfortable or we're too scared. We are waiting for an outcome. We need so much proof. We need so much evidence. We need more time for the bigger picture to reveal itself before we take action. And let me tell you, what's going to happen is you're going to miss out on whatever it is that you need to do, because it's better, you hear it all the time, it's better to have made a decision or to have taken action than to not have taken action. You hear people say it's better to have tried than not have tried. But I would rather hear it's better that you have just taken action. You'd rather done it than not have done it and then regret it. So that is basically what I want to leave with you, is knowing when it's time to take a risk. Truly, when it's time to take a risk. And a lot of people, including myself, I've been guilty of it. And I would say, for years, because my excuse is that I'm a methodical, calculated, analytical person. But the truth is as I have missed out on several opportunities, not necessarily because the calculations were off, but because I was unwilling to move, because there was an unknown that I felt was necessary to be revealed to me before I needed to take action. And that had been a crutch and a hindrance. And maybe that is something that you find yourself in, that you use good attributes, your strengths, as a reason why you may not take action and take necessary risks that will actually give you the advantage you need, either in your business or in your personal life. So that is all that I want to leave with you. Let me just recap right quick. The 5 risks. How do you know it's time to make a risk, to make those changes? 1, have you done your research? Have you checked the data, the experience? 2, have you tried it before? And if so, is it benefiting you? Is it hurting you? Are you going by results that are measurable? Number 3, will it cost you to not act? Will it cost you to make action? Okay. Number 4, are you willing to make sacrifices to get where you need to get? Okay. And number 5, false sense of success when you need to make a change. Do you have a false sense of success when things really aren't going on? So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to inbox me. This is my page. I love what I'm doing, and I'm here for you if you guys have any questions. But I hope you guys enjoyed this post for the weekend, something thought-provoking that you can apply to your business and in your personal life. So I will talk to you guys soon. You guys take care.